Logitech are making a gaming handheld? And I've got pictures to show you. Let's get into it, guys. Welcome back to another video, guys. I'm Blaze2k. Thank you for joining me. Logitech making a gaming handheld. They're trying to compete with the Steam Deck. Oh, cool. Now, I don't know much about this handheld. I'm taking a look at it for the first time with you here in this video. We're going to take a look at it. We're going to take a look at the photos that have been released, or leaked, I should say. And we're going to make our own determination whether it's a must buy or meh, you know. So let's get into it. So this article comes courtesy of Android Authority, but the credit to the leaked images goes to Evan Blass, the notorious tech leaker. Here's his Twitter page here. Evan Blass, you may have seen him around. He usually leaks all the latest smartphones. Anyways, he did leak the images of this new handheld, and can you believe it? Logitech struck him with a copyright complaint, and Twitter removed the images and replaced it with this. But not to fear, we have a backup. Android Authority is that backup. Let's take a look, shall we? So Logitech G gaming handheld leaks online. Updated budget specs. Update: the Logitech gaming handheld apparently has budget silicone, but will it have a budget price too? Let's get into it. So before we look, let's get excited. Let's hype ourselves up. Let's get into the moment. Let's get hyped. Will it be the Steam Deck killer? Let's find out. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Boom! Okay, that is pretty cool. That is pretty nice. Oh my goodness. It's like a Logitech version of the Nintendo Switch, and the ergonomics look really good too. It looks really smooth around the sides. So, first impressions. I love the color scheme. I love how it's got the white and yellow. Now, Logitech's known for their little yellow accents. If you look at my Logitech keyboard here, yes, it's dirty. I don't clean it very often. But it's got the little yellow buttons up here. I love Logitech as a company, right? I've got a Logitech G29 racing wheel back there. I love for racing. It's one of the, starter wheels, but it's our mid-range wheels, but I love it nonetheless. They're a great company. Their stuff's reliable. I love their keyboard here. 3 different Bluetooth connections. You could switch between devices seamlessly. Love it. Got a Logitech gaming mouse. I would buy everything Logitech if I could, because they're such a good company with reliable stuff that works for a long time. So yeah, back onto the article. This is it. It looks like a Nintendo Switch, a more ergonomic one. Right off the bat, I can see that it runs Android with the Google Play Store there, which is really interesting. I'm glad they run Android, because Android's a really big open-ended operating system, right? You can run all your apps that you want. You can run Netflix on this thing. You could read books on this thing. Use this thing as like an ebook reader. You can browse the web on it, browse YouTube on it, and of course, which I think is the main selling point here, access all the cloud streaming services. Your Xbox Game Pass live game streaming. You've got your Nvidia Now cloud streaming. You've got your Steam game streaming, your Steam library streaming. All that good stuff, all your game streaming services, and of course, full Android to boot. So you can download all your game apps, your Android games, you name it, you can run on this thing, I'm assuming. And I love the look of it. It looks really cool. So let's read a little bit more. So, obviously, leaked images have appeared online. Handheld is an Android-based handheld. Yep, we can see that. Disclosed specs reveal a budget chipset. Is that good? Veteran leaker Evan Blass and developer Cuba, I'm not going to say that name before I butcher it, have now uncovered more details about the Logitech G gaming handheld thanks to the FCC filings and a Google Play console listing. The new handheld will apparently arrive with a Snapdragon 720G processor. Oh no! 4 gigs of RAM, that's not enough! 6,000 milliamp battery and a 1080p screen. Come on, guy, 4 gigs of RAM, come on! Snapdragon 720 debuted as a mid-range 4G processor back in 2020. It's still able to handle everyday tasks just fine, web browsing, launching apps, but expected to struggle with the latest and greatest 3D titles. So it stands to reason that the Logitech G gaming handheld will be a budget device, as it could be dead in the water otherwise. No one's going to pay like $300, $400 for this thing if it has like mid-range specs with 4 gigs of RAM. There's so many options now. I've been following the handheld market. There's a lot of options out there right now. That are just like this with Android handheld gaming computers, gaming consoles with like 16 gigs of RAM and like the brand spanking new Snapdragon. Well, not brand spanking new, but a newish Snapdragon processor that can like handle up to PlayStation 2 on the go. I don't think with 4 gigs of RAM and a mid-range 2020 processor, I don't think this thing is going to cut the mustard when it comes to emulating the higher end systems like Nintendo 64, Dreamcast, and PlayStation 2. That's kind of a disappointment. But it will be able to support web browsing, launching apps, etc., which is good. Logitech announced a partnership with Tencent Games earlier this month to launch a cloud gaming handheld supporting GeForce Now and Xbox Cloud Gaming. Now, Veteran Leaker has dished out the first images showing the Logitech G gaming handheld. Evan Blast posted the images of the device on Twitter, showing a device that's more in line with the Nintendo Switch Lite and its fixed controls rather than the standard Switch with its detachable controllers. Check out the picture above with the gallery below. So here's the front of it. Very nice. Like I says, I love the Logitech sort of yellowy green accents. It looks really ergonomic, right? It's got all the inputs you would want in a handheld. It looks like a little small tablet with a built. It's like a Nintendo Switch. So that's really cool. We've got a little slider there. We've got maybe a fingerprint sensor up there. Cool. I wonder if those are analog triggers or I hope they're analog because I love racing games with analog triggers. Like that's one of my pet peeves with the Switch is that they don't have analog triggers. It's either press down or not press down. There's no in between. There's no control. The tablet-sized screen also shows a customized launcher featuring icons for the Google Play Store, Xbox apps, GeForce Now, Steam Chrome, and YouTube. And those expecting a Windows or Linux-based handheld rather than an Android device will be disappointed. So yeah, Android only basically. In terms of control, left side's occupied with an analog stick, D-pad, yellow button, and a button with an ellipsis icon. Meanwhile, the right side of the G gaming handheld consists of a second analog stick, 4 face buttons, and a home button and a menu button. What do you think of that Logitech G gaming handheld? I already voted. Not sure. I'll wait for more info. Really, I think I'm going to say I hate it. I'm tempted to switch that to I hate it because I don't like the specs on it. I think they could have done better. One of Blast's images also gives us a look at the back of the device, showing 4 shoulder buttons along with a volume rocker, a slider switch on the top edge, and we could also see something that looks like a fingerprint scanner or a card slot on the top edge. IFA 2022 kicks off on Friday, September 2nd, so we're guessing that Logitech could potentially announce the device here. Either way, those who prefer a dedicated Android handheld over pairing a smartphone with a gaming controller should keep this device in mind. Talking of that, PlayStation announced a partnership with Backbone to release like a PlayStation controller that you could snap your iPhone in and basically play all your PlayStation games or stream your PlayStation games to your phone and basically have like a DualSense experience with it, which is kind of cool. It's a little bit pricey. I mean, it's $99. You can get it in white or black, but that is something that PlayStation are really pushing cloud streaming, Xbox are pushing cloud streaming, Nvidia's pushing cloud streaming, and I hate cloud streaming. The reason I hate cloud streaming is because it's been out for years. They've tried and tried. Look at Google Stadia, right? Google Stadia was a complete flop. And the reason I don't like cloud streaming is because it's several reasons, right? It's relying on your internet connection. It's relying on the fact that you've got really low ping. And honestly, every time I've tried cloud streaming, the games are a little bit choppy. They're a little bit pixelated. They use compression, so it looks like a YouTube video. You're not getting that crispy, clear image. And there's the biggest gripe for me is the input lag. So, like you're playing a racing game, right? And you turn right because like it's a millisecond decision here to turn right at the right time, and it turns right. It just turns right a little bit after you move the stick, and that drives me insane, especially for games like shooter games that require fast inputs and stuff like that, fast reaction times. It just kills it for me. And I don't think I've played or tried one game streaming service over the internet that's been acceptable for me when it comes to gaming. I mean, if you play like a slow-paced game like The Sims or something like that, yeah, maybe. But if you play like a fast-paced racing game, a shoot-'em-up game, cloud streaming just sucks. And I think that reflects in how basically every game streaming service has just flopped on its head in the past 10 years. I remember 10 plus years ago, some company popping up trying to do cloud gaming, and it just really sucked. No matter how hard they try, we're just not there yet in technology, not even with 5G. So I'm not a fan of cloud streaming. I've evidently made that very clear. But But if I was to buy this thing, I'd probably buy it for the emulation side of it. I don't think it's going to be able to support. I don't think it's going to be able to support. I don't think it's going to be able to support proper. It's not going to be able to support higher end game systems like N64 if you're emulating, or it might even struggle with PSP. Honestly, certainly not going to support PlayStation 2. Honestly, you might be better just buying something like this. If you really want to get into Android emulation, you might just be better getting something like the Backbone, right? And just slapping your own phone in this thing. Getting, like, let's say you've got an S22, you know, one of the latest Snapdragon phones on the market, or the latest iPhone on the market. You might just be better getting something like this that plugs directly into the phone, and, you know, and allows you to play emulated games at the Mac, you know, with the best processor, you name it, right? And all you're having, you've already got a really good smartphone. All you need to do is just spend $99. Still a little bit pricey, but spend $99 for the controller, and then you could take the controller off, pop it in your bag or whatever. That would be what I would do, because this thing, I hate to dog on it, but after seeing the specs, I'm a little bit disappointed, guys. 4 gigs of RAM, it's just, and a really mid-range 2020 processor is a little bit of a bummer. Like I says, I think there's a massive market out there for handheld consoles, specifically ones that run Android, but people want the best of the best specs, right? They want specs at least on par with their smartphone, and this just doesn't cut the mustard for me. I think they've designed this literally just for cloud streaming, more or less, with maybe a small bit of emulation and, you know, running apps on the side. But after seeing the specs, I'm a little bit bummed. Now, here is the specs itself: 3.7 to 8 gigs of RAM. Android 11, Qualcomm SM7125, 1080p screen. Blech. Not impressed. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think. Is this a Steam Deck killer? Psst. It's not a Steam Deck killer. Nowhere near. You're still safe, little guy. You're still safe. Anyways, guys, I'm Blaze2K. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm sorry, I'm feeling a little bit deflated right now. It looked so good. It had so much potential, but they're just not. They're not taking it seriously. It's not got the specs that you need to do any like serious gaming on. Certainly not to compete with the Nintendo Switch. So anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. I love you and I appreciate you. I'm Blaze2K. Please click the like button, click the subscribe, click the bell icon for more tech, gaming, 3D printing, VR, all that good stuff, pop culture stuff, new videos, and live streams, which I'm hoping to get back into. And please consider clicking that join button down below, because it really supports the channel, and become a member. Please, it really helps out. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. Blaze2K signing off. Bye.